Okay, Dina, you've been a long-term member. I looked into your file in Zen Planner, and
Yes.
you've actually been a member since 2017.
April.
So we're looking at 8 years,
Yeah.
which time truly does fly. And I think we started in and around just after 2020 when everybody was doing the home haircuts. And I was one of those guys, and eventually the shave kept going higher and
Yeah,
higher
I fixed
and
it
higher.
for
It
you.
was basically
Yeah.
halfway through my head.
Yeah.
And I come here every week, and it's totally worth it because of the fact that I can screw it up and Dina can fix it. And we've been through so many different hairstyles. Dina has been through it all. As you guys see, I got these curls, and this is probably one of my all-time favorite haircuts since I was like 15, and I used
Yeah,
to
the
dye my
mullet.
hair blonde, and I loved it. And now we've kind of got this like curly look with the mullet. It's coming out the back, like it's flowing out the back of a bucket. But we've been through, after COVID, you fixed my hair. So we got to normal, proper hair. And then after that, I started growing my hair. And I grew my hair because I've donated my hair when I had really long hair before to charity. And you and I teamed up, and that's kind of like how this all got started, is that we teamed up to raise some money for charity for my 1,000 workout.
Right.
And a part of my 1,000 workout was you and your team coming down to Fit Club and shaving my head live on Facebook.
Yep.
And I believe we raised a couple thousand, like
Yeah, I
$15,000
think it was
to
at least
$2,000.
2,000. Yeah.
Yeah, but prior
Yeah.
to that, we dyed my hair completely platinum blonde.
Yeah.
We
Get
had
it all
a
out.
strip of hair that was braided all the way down. It came down to my shoulder. And then the bald, like I've never had the bald haircut. And
Shaved it.
coming weekly, Dina, it never felt like I had a bad hair day. So I would say that's one thing that I got to say about Dina, and a lot of people that come here, because a lot of members do come here, is that they never have a bad hair day. So like some of us, I'm sure, we've experienced some haircuts where we weren't too happy with. I've never walked out of here and said that, oh man, like could have done better. Like whenever Dina gets into the hair, you do such a great job.
Oh, thank you.
And so that's my reflection on Dina. Now Dina, members want to know because you're pretty popular there, but you're 7 a.m. and your
Yeah.
7 a.m. workout, you're consistent with that, but your hours here are pretty strict. Like I
Yeah.
drive to the gym in and around 8:30 and I see Dina's car outside. And then I'll leave the last class at 6 p.m. and Dina's car is here. So there's a reason why she does the 7 a.m. is because she's here at the shop for 8 a.m. and then you don't leave until just after 6.
Yeah.
And I'll see you
Well,
sweeping
and you're a
and
business
cashing
owner,
out.
so you know you're committed to
Yeah.
your business, right? So
Yeah.
so am I.
So
Yeah.
tell us, like 8 years of consistency, do you remember your first workout? Do you remember like any reflections? Because you said that you remember us from when we were down in the basement.
Yes.
And also, why did you get started?
Well, I got started because a few of my clients had told me about you being at the dungeon, and I knew I didn't want to work out there because my son had taken like soccer practices there before, and
Yeah.
I had been there, and I thought, no, I'm not working out there.
So let's
Then-
give everybody some context here. So we were in the
Right.
basement. It was a great space for us at the time while we were growing
Yeah.
because we used to train a lot of young athletes. And then we started training in around 2015, 2016. So I've personally been self-operating since 2006. So prior to us training members like yourself and all the members that come to the gym, it was all young athletes. And so young athletes, it doesn't matter where they work out. So we were in the basement of a city gym where it was like, the floor wasn't even, very dusty, no air conditioning, no music.
Kind of moldy.
There was moldy,
Yeah.
it wasn't great to breathe,
Yeah.
but you know what, as a 20-something-year-old and training 10 to 15-year-olds, like it didn't really matter, but
No, and then you moved there, and,
Yeah.
and then my clients were saying, well, he's in McIver Mall now, and I actually started 2 weeks after you opened up.
yeah.
And the reason why I started is because I got diagnosed with parathyroid disease, and then my endocrinologist told me that I need to do weight-bearing exercises. He said, join a boot camp. And I'm like,
Wow.
oh my God, everything's pointing towards the boot camp in McIver Mall that you opened up. So I thought, okay, you know what, because I needed to keep my bone density up, I thought that's why I'm going to invest in myself. I joined there. I booked a 6:30 a.m. class. I didn't book with anybody, any friends. I thought I'll just go at a time that's convenient for me. Well, I got set up with Tracy Cramble, and I was totally lost, which I still am sometimes. And she helped me out. Like, she told me like where to go, kind of. She was sort of like my partner, my accountability partner at the time. And I remember I couldn't even do one sit-up.
Wow.
I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've come a long way. And
So what kind of physical gains and what about medical gains? Differences between then and now?
well, I've gone for bone density tests actually. My bone density is good. I'm like 8 years in, right? So I've been doing okay. When I've been on the belly burn challenges, I know my endocrinologist because I get my blood and my everything tested every like 7-8 months. And every time I'm in a belly burn, I must say my numbers are really good. And he's like, what are you doing differently? And then I'll tell him I'm in this belly burn thing, but 3 liters of water, 2.5. I can't always do 3 liters. And he says, you're doing great, so just keep going at it. And
What about physical? Sit-ups? Any issues doing sit-ups?
no,
Strength?
I can
How's
do
your
sit-ups
strength?
now. My strength is good. Chest press, I do 25 the most, but
What did you
I
start
can
with? Do you
still,
remember starting it?
God, probably 10.
Yeah.
Not even, yeah.
Which is a massive gain. You think
Yeah.
about it. That's like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's huge.
And I mean, I have good friends there. Like some of my really good friends had started there anyways. They were previously my friends anyways, but I just have a really nice group of friends and keeps me going. And Jan Choshin, she keeps me, she always texts me and she says, do you want me to stop doing that? And I go, no. You make sure you text me or say, oh, I missed you today if I don't make it.
Yeah, it's so key.
But yeah.
It's so key.
Yeah.
What inspires me and motivates me, so I've been doing this, I guess, for over 20 years now. And the fact that when I'm going to the gym and when I'm leaving the gym and I see people like Dina, like putting in the hours, like that to me is inspirational because I want to do this for many more years. And when I see other people working their butts off, that's inspirational and motivational for me to get up early, get on the grind, and continue to do it. Now, the thing that really stands apart is like how upbeat you are. Like when I come in here, it's always a great talk. I've never felt like you've had a bad day, you're never tired. And you've been doing this for how long? So like,
Well, gonna be 40 years next year.
so tell us a little history of yourself and also about Hair Obsession.
Well, most people know that my dad was a barber, my mom a hairstylist. So my mom actually worked in the salon for someone else back in the 70s, and then in 1975 she took over the salon. So the salon has been here a long time. And then I always just had a passion for it because I was always around it. My dad had a barbershop on Henderson Highway, and they took me to a hair show when I was 14 at the convention center, and it was just like, I just loved it, the stage, the models, everything. And I told my parents I want to be a hairstylist. They wanted me to go to university, of course, and no, I started working for my mom, took the course after high school, and I just love it.
So when was that? When did you start cutting hair?
When did I start cutting hair? Yeah. Well, when I graduated, I made sure I graduated from hairdressing school. So 18. I started 18 years old. I started cutting hair.
So, well, everybody's gonna know your age. So when was that?
So yeah, my diploma says
your diploma's there.
1985.
Okay, so
yeah, 86 actually.
So give us a little history run back, okay? Because I was born in '82. So
oh, God.
what was kind of in 80s, 85 to 90, 90s?
Well, I did this, but I just didn't do it faded. Like it was sort of like the mullet was in, the permed hair. Men came in for perms. Perms are really big.
Yeah.
Spiral perms were big. I was like the spiral perm queen on Henderson Highway. Like once I did one spiral perm on somebody, all the other girls started coming to me. I was just like, I would do 3 spiral perms in one day. I don't even know how I didn't get affected from all those chemicals, but honestly, or maybe I haven't. I just don't know it.
Maybe that's why you're always upbeat.
But yeah, and that was in the bleached out hair was in like the frostings kind of thing.
Is that 90s or?
You didn't tone the hair.
So 80s was the perms and the mullets. 90s was?
Yeah, sort of the highlighted hair, and it was all kind of part
the
of it.
Backstreet Boys. Girls like
look.
the frosty.
Yeah, Madonna
looks,
era.
Madonna. And then what about into like the 2000s, like the?
Had the Lady Di look for a while, the Jennifer Aniston look from Friends.
Yeah.
The shag, the real layered look.
Bangs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Now they're actually going back to the 90s and they're doing the hair flip and the blowouts with the big hair and.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just to give everybody some context, a lot of people actually ask me, are those your natural curls? And I'm like, no, I get these permed, and so that goes to show you the work that Dina does here with the hair is that honestly, I wish I knew about perming decades ago, especially as I was growing my hair, because I have really, really straight hair, and I just love, the back when it's flipping out. Right now it's tight because perm is
It'll
like
loosen
fresh
up,
and
yeah.
it'll loosen up.
Yeah.
But like I said, I always walk out of here with a great haircut. So let's give out some what about 3 hair tips for everybody? Like what should people do for their hair now? And then also maybe some like longevity tips, because you look great for your age. I mean, you started cutting hair in the mid 80s, so you definitely don't look your age, and I'm sure the scale reads below your body age. So what are some 3 hair tips, and what are some 3 like youth healthy tips that you would give to our viewers?
Okay, well, 3 hair tips, I guess, for women who highlight their hair. I would say don't use heat on it. Try to use as minimal heat as possible. Set your irons to maybe like 360 if you need to use an iron. Using good hair products is very important, especially good shampoo and conditioner.
And you know what? I didn't know the difference. I didn't know the difference with that. Actually, I didn't know that one either. But I didn't know the difference because I would just like put the 5-in-1. You know, like, oh, it's got shampoo,
and
conditioner,
and you know
body wash, deodorant,
it's like you're talking
and a meal, right? Like all in one bottle.
No.
And I just thought, hey, like this is what, and then
it's just
until
like
you start
beauty,
using good
right?
products.
Like I mean, I try to hydrate my skin.
Yeah.
And hydration is so important, and washing your face properly with the right products and hydrating your face too. Same with your hair, you have to hydrate it, you have to condition it.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't, sometimes they skip the conditioner, they think, oh, my hair's gonna be too soft. You're probably using way too much. Sometimes it's just about product, the right amount of product. Some people use too much.
And don't go to bed with your hair wet?
Don't go to bed with your hair wet. Because it's almost like mold, right? Like it creates like a moldy smell on your hair, and you're on your pillow. It's not good for your pillow, which creates mold on your pillow, on your skin. So not good.
So what do you do, like longevity-wise? You've been a member for 8 years. You're consistent, 7 a.m.
my
5 days a week.
Yes.
So I guess that would be the tip number 1, is just like just show up, make it mandatory.
I try to fast and not eat for like 14 hours.
Okay.
I'm careful being around the sun too. Like even though we go on holidays and that, really the sunscreen, I use sunscreen every day. I have to take my vitamin D every day. And just hydrating my skin. And eating right. Like I find if I don't eat right and limit the alcohol is bad on you or your skin and everything else.
So there we have it, guys. 3 tips from Dina. Thanks, Dina, for having us here today. We're looking forward to having you as the sponsor of the month in May. Dina, let us know, how can people get a hold of you? What's the address? What's your Instagram? What's your phone number? Okay, address is 1627 Henderson Highway. Our Instagram is Hair Obsession WPG. And our phone number is 204-338-9978.